Don't sleep on Figma AI tools. They can save you hours of work. So in this video, I'll show you how to use 6 of them effectively to design smarter and faster. The last one I'll be mentioning is my absolute favorite, so stick around. The first AI tool, and I use this all the time, it just makes it so easy for me to come up with test content that aligns with what I'm going for in my design. The first one is the rewrite this AI tool. So just head over to this section on Figma and click on this action, this icon here for actions, and you can simply type rewrite this. So once you click on it, you can select whatever you want to rewrite here, like the frame that contains the text, and just say rewrite this. So you're going to select whether you want to make it, like, let's say shorter, or you want to make it more casual, or you want to replace it. So let's just say we want to make it a bit shorter, right? So once you click on that, just select the call to action, which is rewrite, and allow it to work its magic. So you're going to have, from what we have here, we now have something like empowering your success with our services. Right? Most times, 90% of the time, it just gives me absolutely what I want. But one thing you should bear in mind is that these AI tools are not supposed to replace our creativity, right? Especially as UX designers, we understand how the human mind works. So we should use them as an assistant and not something that replaces our creativity. So in as much as it has given us this content, you need to ask yourself, does this align better with what the content is being used in? Will users resonate with this? Will it appeal to people's emotions to take action? Those are the things that you should ask yourself while you're using this particular AI tool. But nonetheless, I love it and I use it. Now, the second AI tool that I use all the time is rename layers. I know as UX designers, I'm guilty of it. I don't rename all my layers at once. Like, I have to be extremely intentional for me to rename all my layers. So this one saves me a lot of time. So all you have to do is select the frame, go to this icon here, which is actions. Once you click on it, just type rename layers, or you find it here. Once you have that, it's going to start renaming all your layers. You just have to give it time to work its magic. Once it has done that, once you click the drop down here, you can actually see all the layers has been renamed. So let's select this particular one. So this one here in this box here has been renamed to form header. This other one has been renamed to tab container. This other one has been renamed to form section. It just actually understands every single item on your frame and renames them accordingly. Absolutely, you should use this. Now let's move on to the third AI tool. So this AI tool, this third one is called Shorten text in Figma. Very, very handy, especially when you're working with mobile screens and you have limited space. If you have a very long text that maybe the product manager has given you a long text to put there, you can be more creative and shorten the text as long as it fits the content. So let's have an example here. So we have here on this hero section, which says get your kids to school safely on time. So let's try using the shorten text AI. Let's click on it and say shorten text. Let's click on this. So let's see how it's going to rename it. It's renamed it to get your kids to school safely. So let's go back to see what we already have. We have get your kids to school safely and on time. Now AI renamed it to get your kids to school safely. And again, let's make it clear. AI tools are there to help us like an assistant, just like I said earlier. They're not meant to replace our creativity. If you see that the way it has been shortened doesn't really fit or will not speak to the emotions of the users, we need to be more creative. They're there to guide us and not to replace our creativity. All right, so this is good to use, good to have, and you can use it especially when you're working in a tight space like a mobile screen. All right, so let's move on to the fourth AI tool, replace content. It actually comes in handy, especially when you have, let's say, field like this. You have generated maybe similar text here and there. All you have to do is to select the frame that contains that similar text, right? Once you select it, all you have to do is to come here and look for replace content. So once you have selected that, it's going to replace all the content for the other cards. So let's give it some time to work its magic. it has replaced all the content here. Right, so we have resume development, interview participation, our team craft a polished, impactful resume that highlights, like, it kind of understands the context of the frame that you've selected, and it actually generates relatable content for that frame. So you can see that this place is all about our process, CV writing and LinkedIn optimization. So we talked about consultation and strategy. So what it changed these two cards into resume development and interview preparation. Let's move over to the 5th AI tool. This one comes in handy. However, I need to warn you that I think it's still in development, but for now we can just try it out and see how it works. Let's say make an image. So we're going to type a prompt and say generate an image. We're going to say generate an image of a lady in front of her laptop. So let's click on make it. Let's see what it's going to do. This was the one I generated earlier on. You can compare it with this one. This is an AI generated image and I generated it with free pick. But let's look at this AI tool and this AI generator from Figma. Let's see how. Oh well, it's fine, it's okay. But let's see the second one. Okay, let's see this one. Like I said, it's still a work in process. With time, I believe it's going to get better. Let's move on to the 6th AI tool. The 6th AI tool is my favorite. Sometimes you might be designing for different companies or brand. Maybe you're designing for companies in Germany, you're designing for companies in other countries. So you will just want to translate the content of your design to another language. Again, my absolute favorite. So all you have to do is just type translate. So you're going to choose the language you want it to be translated to. Let's use French for instance, right? We're going to use French and see now it has generated every single thing here down to French. Now the trick to this is make sure that your cards are all responsive. You can see this card is not automatically responsive. So if maybe you translate it to another language and the text is longer than whatever you had before, it's going to not be that responsive. So the trick is for you to make sure that you use a responsive card or your design is responsive while you're using the AI translate feature, right? Or otherwise we need to manually try as much as possible to then make it responsive. All right, so that's that. Which Figma AI tool do you find most useful? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Lock Rocket for more UX design tips and tutorials.